This is barbell hip thrusts in the Smith machine. So first off, we got to set up our machine with our bench. I like to put the bench inside the machine. Lengthwise, the bench doesn't fit within the machine. So I set up the bar low, and I like to just test my setup before I go ahead and load the bar. I've got a barbell pad there on the bar just to protect the hips. Most gyms nowadays have the big foamy spongy pad, and if not, you can purchase one. They're relatively cheap nowadays. And I'm just adjusting myself to make sure that when I do my hip thrust, I don't catch on any of the hooks within the cage of the Smith machine. While testing my reps, I did knock the little hooks of the Smith machine, and so I had to adjust my entire bench slightly backwards, as you see here. So if I'm happy where my bench setup is positioned, I go ahead and lock that in, and then I'm going to go get a few weights in order to set up my working set. If you're new to doing hip thrusts inside the Smith machine, I would start with two 10-pound plates, one on either side of the bar. So to get into the move, I pick up the bar and I place it on my hips, and then I put my hands on the bench and I slide down to where my shoulder blades are on the edge of the bench. And then I start my hip thrust. So I want to look down my body as I hip thrust, making a slight pelvic tilt under and squeezing my glutes at the top of the movement. At the bottom of the movement, I want to make sure to keep my core tight and drop my hips down towards the floor, keeping my chest proud and my back flat. The top half of the movement, meaning the hips up to the shoulders, should act almost like a stiff board. If you focus on the pelvic tilt at the top of the movement, squeezing the glutes hard, that should help keep you from arching the lower back too much at the bottom of the movement.